is to create 6 simple games that take 2 weeks each. So literally, learn a new language. It is the start of the year 2021. Something that I feel like I struggle with a lot is keeping my scope small. So one of my big goals for 2021 is to create 6 simple games that take 2 weeks each. It's going to be a fun challenge. First game that we're going to be working on is a fashion hangout game where I'm going to be scraping the UGC catalog as well as some curated clothing from designers that are not bots. And we're going to be combining it all together in a place where people can shop together, and hopefully this will be a big success. Thank you guys for following me along on this journey. If you want to see more of these games, be sure to subscribe because I will be documenting each one of them that I work on. Cool. So let's get started. Something that I have not thought about in this project is the fact that I have to literally learn a new language in order to create this game that I want to make, which has been taking up 3 days so far of my 2-week project. So the way that this system is working is we have a queue system. If there's nothing in the queue, then we get a URL from our pre-generated list of URLs, and when we scrape the catalog, it returns a new page link that we add to the end of the link that we previously sent through, and we put that into the queue so that we can continue running through pages if there are any more. As I add more designers into this, it's gonna get hella long. I did a lot of work these past couple of days, mostly just grinding it out so that I can progress on my journey of trying to complete this project in 2 weeks. Some key things that I worked on, I wrote them down on a sticky note and I will explain them to you. So for one, we finally got the catalog imported into Roblox. This includes all of the UGC accessories and the curated list of clothing that I handpicked. I actually tweeted out on my Twitter that I was looking for a bunch of designers to help me collaborate in creating this curated list of clothing to make sure that we have really high quality work that's all personally made by people and nothing that has any bots or clothing stolen from other people. I also have set up simple UI. So the UI is looking really pretty and it's not overwhelming because I really want the items to stand out more so than the UI, just simple action colors and white. I have also hired a builder so that I don't have to do the map myself, which is going to be a big load off on this project because I'm running out of time.
28th, so I started on the 28th and I took 2 days off and I continued on the 31st. And then that's 2 days. And then Friday I worked on it, Saturday I worked on it, Sunday I worked on it, Monday I worked on it, and Tuesday I worked on it, and Wednesday I worked on it. Okay, so we're 8 days in.
We have 6 days left. Another thing, I added a search bar into the catalog so that you can easily find things if you want a certain color, a certain style, a certain designer, that kind of stuff. You can search for any of that in the game. I also made a nice camera so that you can view your avatar and spin it around. I kind of just ripped code from my droplets so we could get this implemented pretty quickly, but it works and that's what matters. Recently, I've been putting it off because I got really excited and wanted to start working on a new 2-week project, which I will go into later in the next episode of this 2-week thing. We have I want to say no time left because I've lost track of time. So for one thing, I was working with a builder on the map, but I got really inspired and started working on creating a really cool map for the game. It's just a mall, basically, the Roblox mall. It has a lot of cool features like the cafe where you can get little lemonades and chill with your friends. We're gonna have different kinds of rooms for it, but for one thing that we have at this moment, we have a photo booth room where you can take pictures in front of a green screen, which I felt was a very cool feature. Another thing that I added was a camera, so you can take pictures. It's like kind of a role play camera. It hides all of your UI and it allows you to go into like a cool cinematic mode. There's some filters. I basically just ripped it from Mermaid Life so that I could get this feature out kind of fast, which is fine to me because, you know, it's what we wanted.
With 2-week projects, you just gotta rip old code and put it in the game and roll with it even if it doesn't match.
You know, and if the game does well, then you can polish it more later. And then I also added an avatar viewer. So if you click on another player, you can view their avatar and the items that they're wearing. This allows for some social engagement so that people can share the outfits that they've created with their friends. And that's basically what I've done so far. There's some other things that I want to add going forward, but I want to kind of just ship it as is and see how it does. I want to make sure that I have an icon and thumbnail, so I've hired somebody to do that for me so that I don't have to do any rendering or anything. But at the moment, I'm mostly just working on my other projects while I wait for the renders and stuff. But yeah, oh my goodness, come here. She's talking back to me. Overall, after finally releasing the game, I think it was a lot of fun. A few key things that I think I would add on to it is definitely more social features. A way to save outfits, which I was hoping to implement before the 2 weeks were up, but we ran out of time, so it wasn't possible. There's no monetization in the game at the moment, but through commission, it's actually earning a pretty good amount of money, which is pretty cool. I was very curious to see how that kind of stuff would work out since I'm not directly like prompting the user to buy anything. Also with premium payouts, I'm curious to see how that plays into things. I'm excited to possibly add monetization in the future, probably something to help players out with creating outfits or just random nonsense like rainbow chat. I don't know, we'll see. Cool thing is that we actually had Lil Nas X in the game too. He was dancing around and enjoying the game very heavily, and it brought in a few fans. I enjoyed going to get lemonade with friends and talking about just random things like the clothing that we're wearing, dressing up our avatars in really cute things, and also really silly things like all of the random Arthro packages that Roblox added. It was also super cool going into the photo booth room with a bunch of people and turning on a filter and just like taking cool screenshots of us. I hope to see more people using it so that I can see their cool creations. I have received a lot of feedback from a lot of people playing the game, so I'm also excited to use that information to make the game better. Those are my final thoughts on the project itself. I want to thank all of the designers who have helped me out in creating a curated list of items. All of their work is so fantastic, and I've really enjoyed spending all of my money in this game personally, trying to find new outfits for my avatar. I also want to thank Evil Artists for giving me some faces to use for the icon. I would also like to thank Zero Skies for making a thumbnail and icon render for the game. Also want to thank Xyleth for working on a logo for the game. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and like it and leave a comment, because let's chat. I want to know what your thoughts are. We will see you next time in this series of 2-week game jams. Yep. See you later.